Hey, what's going on, guys? It's White Gaming back again with some more Generation Zero. How's everybody doing today? Hopefully you are all good and are having a great weekend so far. So today, pardon me, shitting twat. Hey, what's going on, guys? It's White Gaming back again with some more Generation Zero. How's everybody doing today? Hopefully you are all good and having a... Oh, fuck off. Hey, what's going on, guys? It's White Gaming, back again with some more Generation Zero. How's everybody doing today? Hopefully you're having a great weekend so far. Today what we're going to be doing is something fun. I'm going to show you a couple of schematics, experimental schematics, that you can use in-game for a little bit more than combat. And you can have a little bit of fun with them. Now, there are 22 ammo schematics in total, and they can be retrieved through the base building side mission, which is in the forest region. I will show you that in just a second, but it is pretty simple. All you have to do is finish a wave, and that will get you one of the beautiful, beautiful pieces. It's better off doing it on the harder difficulty because you will end up getting them a little bit quicker. Now, if you're a fan of Generation Zero, subscribe to the channel. Drop a like on the video. I greatly appreciate it. Now, there are 22 experimental schematics in total. Some of them are variants, so you've got healing, you've got heat, you've got tar, radioactive, explosives, corrosive, shock. Now, they're all beautiful, beautiful pieces of kit. But there are a few that do something a little bit special, which is quite cool. And you can do some really, really funky bits with them, especially if you get creative. Now, obviously, medical ammo speaks for itself. It heals you. Heat ammo, what that does is it basically heats up a target. It's really, really good on components, and it does a little bit of damage over time. Tar, that does basically what tar would do. It slows down enemies, not by too much, though. Personally, I don't think too much. I think it slows them down a tad, but I don't find it that useful. I rarely use it. 4-4 explosive ammo, which does what it says on the tin, basically. It blows shit up. Radioactive ammo, once again, that is a little bit of damage over time. You can injure yourself with that one, so do be careful. And corrosive ammo, that is really good on armor and components. It does more damage over time and just corrodes components. And then over here, we finally have shock ammo. That does what it says on the tin. If you've got the KVM-59, the experimental variant, you will know all about shock ammo. Well, you don't need shock ammo for it, but that is pretty much what it does. And this is almost the same. There are a few little different bits that you can do with it, though. You can get really creative with these ammo types. And I'm going to show you how. Just in this location up here, which is the Resistance Home Base Defense. Now, when you've completed that, you will get yourself one of these beautiful schematics down here. And maybe even one of these two beautiful schematics up here. Make sure you grind these out. Try and do them on the harder of the 3 difficulties, because you're better off at getting the reward that way. You do not get them every single time you do one. Bear that in mind. It will take a while to get you all of them, so don't expect it every time. And if you don't get one, don't be upset. They will come eventually. So first things first is my personal favorite ammo type. This is what I put pretty much all of my uranium into, and that is 7.62 shock ammo. Now, it does come in 2 other variants as well. There's the 9mm handgun and the .270. Now, this stuff is absolutely brutal. If you combine this with the AG4, the experimental AG4, with its fire capabilities, you create the best weapon and ammo combination that the game has given us to date. I have a feeling it will be nerfed this year because it is very, very OP. Running around on guerrilla difficulty, with that, you can do some serious damage. Now, it's so unique, and the reason it's in this video is because it's not just an ammo type. You can have fun with it. You can make traps with it, which is brilliant. So what it does, we're using the AI-76. It shoots out rounds like little prongs, which have an electrical node on the end, and then that creates an arc. Now that arc can be chained together to create several points of arcing, like that. Now, what you can do with it, it does a maximum of 4, sometimes 5. I normally stick around 3 because that's the sweet spot. And the range of it is actually quite long. Let me just move out of that way there so I can show you. Now, if we pop one there, and then one there, and then one there. Oh. Not working. Not working. This worked earlier. There we go. So you can almost get this whole gate. You're not really going to be using this gate anyway. It does injure you, so do be careful. I have injured myself plenty of times with this. And whilst you're in combat with it as well, if you're going like full on, full auto, what you will get is a sort of pullback from it when you're hitting machines. So it like pulls your gun around, which is really cool. It's like that, the vacuum on the Ghostbusters, where they're like struggling to contain it. It's really quite funky how it works. But you can set up nice little traps and just lure enemies in, which is really, really cool. Now, moving on to the AG4 with the experimental shock ammo. As you will notice over here, this arc is blue, this arc is blue. I'm just going to go over here a little bit because if you connect the two arcs, it doesn't work. But because this is a fire round, the arc comes out orange, which I think is just really, really smart and a nice play by the devs there. I think it's really cool. So you set this little trap here. It works nicely. And you run through it, you're going to get some serious damage. So you have got to be careful. It does a fair bit. And if you're using the AG4, which is what makes it so powerful, you also get damage over time with the fire. So it works really, really nicely. So, we found a couple of targets. I'm going to show you how much fun you can have with the shock ammo. Now, obviously, they're all up there just chilling. But what we can do is create a little arc there. This guy's going to come running for me. Wait for it. Let him fire his shot quickly. Come on then. Come on over. Ah, if we stand here as well. Just create a little path in the field for them. They will run at me. It's just taking them their time, obviously. I don't know why they're taking so damn long. Come on, what are you doing, fella? They are not playing today, are they? Now, as I mentioned with that whole recoil thing, as you can see here, it's trying to pull my weapon all over the place when you hit when you spam the trigger on an enemy whilst you're using the shock ammo. It's quite cool. So we just keep shooting them at the floor. It works really, really well. Especially if you shoot like a couple of them together. If you can get a nice group in, get them all really, really close. Let's just get rid of this guy quick. Let him call in some reinforcements and then I'll show you. So as he calls in these reinforcements, we'll let them drop in next to each other. Where are they coming? They're not coming. There they are. Right, so because there's 3 of these guys in a row here, so we'll shoot one there, and there you go. See, that arc just took out that first one. All by itself. I didn't even need to do anything. Because it continues to agitate itself as it's attached to the other enemy. So it works really, really well. And if there's a group of you playing, it's quite a fun little trick to, you know, wait till one of them's near another enemy and then shoot the enemy and shoot them with the arc. And it can be quite funny. So I'm going to show you the damage that it does with the AG4. I've just pulled away for a minute there, just to sort a few little bits out. And oh, wait, let me just restart this bit. What a dickhead. So I will show you the damage that the shock ammo does with the AG4, which makes it the most OP loadout in the entire game, I think. I think it will definitely be fixed. When, I don't know, but that wasn't even a full magazine. We used about half of the first one and then a tiny bit of the second one. It's ridiculous. And the arc just spreads. It does so much damage. It is an absolutely beastly weapon. It's so much fun to use as well. Go away, you. Now, let's move on to our next funky experimental schematic. So, next up, we are using the 9mm SMG explosive ammo. This thing is so much fun. It is so much fun. It works absolutely amazing with the Capist. Now, this comes with the 9mm SMG, the 50 BMG, and also the 4.4 Magnum. It is an absolutely beastie little schematic. It's so much fun to use. So, what it basically is tiny little explosive projectiles. As you can see, all these red little dots here. Now, the big problem with this is it takes 30 seconds. So, on the 30th second, that is when they explode. Unless you hit a target directly. So, setting up a trap with this can be a little bit difficult. Because you've got those 30 seconds. And if they're not there within those 30 seconds, or they've already passed the point that you set your trap within those 30 seconds, you are losing a lot. So, I mean, it's not too expensive to craft. And once you have shot a whole bunch, so as you can see there, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You'll be able to shoot 10 at a time. Once those 10 have exploded, you'll be able to shoot a further 10. You can keep firing, but you will just be wasting. So with the Capist, it's fun to use it because, especially if you're shooting at targets, because there's a chance of it exploding on impact. And another thing that I really, really love about this ammo is using it at a distance. You can get loads of shots downrange with a PVG. Now, I am using the experimental PVG, which is a problem. Because the experimental PVG, one of its traits is that it shoots through multiple targets. So if you are shooting at targets, you've got to make sure that the target you want to explode is behind the one you're shooting, which is a bit of a pain in the ass. So if you've got a normal PVG, definitely use that. But anything else, it does stick on impact. So that is a good thing. If you're setting traps, you can do it with the PVG, so if you're at a big distance or whatever, then it does work. But if you're trying to shoot an actual target, like in front of you, or take him down with the experimental ammo, then it doesn't work, unfortunately. Oh, we got the car. Bada bing, bada boom. Let's go use it in combat. And now we've got the explosive rounds. As you can see there, that went straight through this runner. And again, straight through, it's over there now, which is a pain in the ass. It really is. It's fine if you've got a normal one. So we just shot a couple onto this guy here. He's going to run around for a little bit now. Leave him to it, let him do what he wants to do. Because we've only got 10 active at a time, it does make it a bit of a ball ache, especially when you're shooting ones and running off and waiting for them to explode. See, the other guys will go off now. This guy should go off any minute now. Is this not going off? We've still got... Oh, no, we haven't. He should have one attached to him anyway. I'm pretty sure I hit him. Oh, well, never mind. My main target is this big fella over here. So, it is a pain in the ass. Obviously, when you shoot through. But, the good thing about it with the PVG is, especially with tanks and harvesters and stuff, they don't move too much. And this guy's just proving a point now. He wants to say that, you know, I'm wrong. But 9 times out of 10, they don't really move too much. So, you can get quite a few rounds downrange and just leave them with them. And there we go. We're exploding a little bit here. With the... Oh, wrong button. When you're hitting targets, it's a bit skew-whiff with the time. Sometimes it takes a while, other times it doesn't. It's strange. But it is fun to use. Lots of bangs. So you can just hear them going off bit by bit. But the first initial few do go off. So you just keep popping them at them. And it works really, really nicely. There we go. Bang. That's one. It's great against runners, because runners just go mad. And occasionally they'll run and stand next to each other. So you can end up getting a couple of collaterals. I've had it happen a few times, but when I try to do it, it never works. Which is really annoying. The good thing about it as well is the fact that it actually staggers, so that works really, really nicely in your favor. Just let it stagger the machines, especially the big boys, if you're going up against the Reaper. Alright, the stagger's not too much against them, but normal tanks, harvesters, it works really well. There we go, bish bash bosh, and he's done. Relatively easy. It's very disappointing though that the experimental PVG doesn't work with it. It would be cool if... I know it's really weird, but obviously because it penetrates, it'd be cool if it penetrated but got stuck inside a machine. So rather than it going all the way through and coming out the other side, you blow up the internals of the machine, so you get a little bit extra damage with the PVG. I do think they should have certain, you know, you use with this weapon, you get this bonus and stuff like that. I think it'd be quite cool. But that is another video. I do have a separate video coming very soon about new schematics that I'd like to see in the game. So if you have any that you'd like to see, let me know in the comments. Let's move on to our next funky schematic. Next up is the medical ammo. Now this is just more fun than anything. You can't use it for traps, and it doesn't really do anything against machines. It is mainly for gameplay with friends, and you can do some pretty funny stuff with it with your friends, which I'll show you in just a second. But the medical ammo comes in the 12 gauge, .270, which is the little hunting rifle, .32 ACP, which is the little pistol, and 50 BMG, which, you know, I've crafted it a couple of times, mainly when I'm playing with other people, just because it's fun to actually use. And the reason for that is that you can knock your friends over with it. It is so much fun. Like, really loads of fun. Boom! You can just knock yourself out. When you're playing with friends as well, you can just run up to them, shoot them with it, and it will knock them over. So it's very fun. So it's, other than that, it is fun. It doesn't heal machines, like I said, but you know, it's better than nothing, right? It's fun. And finally, this one pairs in with the shotgun a little bit. I personally don't use it much against machines. I don't find it all that helpful, and because of the ammo types that it's actually in, which is .32 ACP and HEDP, which is the rocket rounds, I find it pretty pointless. I don't really tend to use it all too much, other than when you're online with people, because it's a radioactive round. Now, as you can see on the wall there, you've got the little green splat, and if we shoot it down here as well, it looks really, really cool. I like how it does it. Now, this little green bit of gas does nothing. It takes a tiny bit of health off, but if you continually shoot at your friends, or there's a whole group of you that, you know, decide you want to team up on your friends, then you could do a fair bit of damage. It's not just the initial bullet as well. If you run over, say there's a large area like that, and you run through that area, you're going to get pretty much damaged. Now, I wish we had it for the Capist, because imagine with the Capist's firing capabilities, and on overdrive, you could lay down some serious damage with this, especially against your friends. But the good thing about it being .32 ACP is that you can switch out this if you've got some medical rounds, and you can heal yourself. So it does work. It is a fun little thing to do when you're playing with your friends, just shooting each other, having some fun. But alongside that, if you are using .32 ACP, this works brilliant as a little bit of a medic pack. So you could be running around shooting, you know, bish bash bosh, shooting away, having some fun, and then, oh no, I need to heal. So if you've got no meds left, you just run, shoot the floor. Granted, it's a very expensive way to heal, but it works in that worst case of scenarios where you've got nothing left. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've enjoyed today. If you have, let me know in the comments, and also let me know your ideas for schematics and funky ways that you've played with them to keep yourself entertained. There are lots of funky things you can do. I was just thinking of a couple of them, and I thought, you know what, I'll put them on a video. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed. It was a bit of a random, spontaneous one. I do have another video coming within the next few weeks about schematics and what I'd like to see in the game, so stay tuned for that one. And if you are enjoying the channel, make sure you subscribe, drop a like on the video, and if you want to help us out a little bit more, check out the members panel down below. I greatly appreciate it. But for today, I've been Wide, you've been awesome. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.